Boom. Hey, folks, what's going on? Dr. Dan here, Ozark MMJ Cards. It's always too long between when I do these 420 hump day things. Last week, I have a good excuse, folks. I was sick, not COVID. Incidentally, I got one of these little head cold deals. I went ahead and I got a COVID test, and it turned out to be negative. But I was really feeling under the weather. I've sort of went deaf in an ear, and I'm still waiting for my hearing to come back. So if I sound like I'm shouting, it's because it hasn't completely come back in here, guys. But nonetheless, this is always great. It's always just such a blessing, and I feel so fortunate to be able to have an outlet and a platform to be able to spread all the wonders of natural medicine to the people out there. All right, guys. And on that note, I wanted to touch on something just really important. I know usually when I have these discussions here on the YouTube live, we get into a lot of the granular stuff regarding the chemistry of the cannabis plant. We'll talk about THC, CBD, all of the cannabinoids. I know I like to dig into terpenes. I talk a heck of a lot about mental health and diagnoses and stuff like that. And, I was just really reflecting more than anything. And great thing about marijuana, you get a great degree of introspection and such a higher degree of introspection that you'd otherwise have. The unique advantage that you get with marijuana when you light up and you get that good lift, you get right in that zone. The great advantage that you have with that degree of introspection is that you can block out a lot of the white noise in your lives that's going on, and you're able to just sort of put mute on that stuff, and you're able to take your brain, your mind's eye, and turn it and look back on yourself, like your true self, the things that make you happy, the things that really bring you true actual joy and fulfillment. And if you compare that to a person that might never have that advantage, maybe they're not really down with the marijuana thing, it would be a lot more difficult. There would be a higher activation energy to them being able to address something like that and really get a moment of deep introspection where they can reflect on themselves and reflect on their families and reflect on the events of their life and really get the advantage of taking stock of themselves and being able to just appreciate themselves for what they really are, not this contrived person that we put forth to the public so that people can accept us in society, right? The great thing about introspection is you get to accept yourself just for yourself. And that is a beautiful thing. Okay, that's a really, really beautiful thing. Guys, I know that we don't touch into the little feels kind of stuff and the emotional aspect of it. But guys, a lot of this stuff that we do in our day-to-day lives is completely emotionless, super robotic, very automatic, just on autopilot, right? And that's why we try marijuana and we do things so that we can actually engage our emotions and find that center where we find true peace. All right. And that's a beautiful thing. That makes us feel good. That makes us feel very fulfilled inside. And the thing, I get a lot of fulfillment out of knowing that I'm able to be part of that process for people. All right. And I think the only thing better than being able to enjoy that for oneself, being able to get joy and fulfillment just by taking a look inside at all of the good things that we harbor inside ourselves. The only thing better than that is to be able to spread some of that joy to someone else. All right, guys? Not everyone has that advantage of that marijuana moment, that great epiphany, that wonderful cannabis confidence that comes when we dose. All right. So, the thing that I'd love for you guys to just let fall on your mind is spread that out to someone else. All right. Oftentimes we're holding a lot of that good feeling that we have inside, that sunshine that we have inside, we hold it inside for far too long. And I'm not really, I'm not one to give people advice on how to like live their lives. I'm just a doctor, I'm just a physician. I give medical advice. Okay, that's what I do. Diagnose and I treat. I give medical advice. People can either take it or leave it. Okay, it's as simple as that. No judgment. It's all we're supposed to do. Doctors can't really make people do anything. It's not our jobs. It's not our jobs to impart our values on the people. But I do happen to know that making other people happy makes people feel good inside. And your average marijuana user, when they dose themselves, they feel at a happier state after they've gotten some of that good green diesel inside them. All right. That's a beautiful thing. So remember, when you're interacting with the general public, not just people who might be in the marijuana community, which is a great and wonderful community, right? I love you guys. You guys look out for each other. You guys tell each other where the good deals are, what's going on. You guys can hint people to the best price marijuana doctors. It's me. But you guys really look out for each other, and that's been a very inspiring thing for me to see how much you folks care for each other. And the most inspiring thing in life is seeing people care for each other. Okay, it's a great thing. And I know that people that are part of this community have a whole lot of love to give. Whole lot of love to give. Listen, the next time you're out there in public, you see an old lady struggling with her bags to get her groceries in her car, offer to help her out. Hold the door open for somebody. Tell that person who you see at the checkout counter, who's just sort of, they might just have a sort of doldrum look on their face, whatever. Tell them hello. Ask them how their day is going. Spread a little bit of that sunshine onto their lives. You get so much back. And I know that, when you dose, you tend to have a little bit more of that social fluidity. And it breaks down a lot of that apprehension that we have, that anxiety that we have about our true selves. The thing that marijuana does, it takes that veil away. So we don't have that anxiety about ourselves nearly as much, that self-conscious nature about finding happiness with our own true being. When we dose and we medicate with cannabis, it takes all of that away. Makes us think and act more constructively, more bravely, more in tune with our true selves. That's a big advantage, guys. Take advantage of those moments. When you have those moments, spread it to someone else. The best things in life that we can do is give freely of ourselves. All right. I've been a recipient of that free goodwill. The cannabis community has been nice to me and allowed me to be part of it and brought me in. And the best thing I can do is pay that forward. And I do my best to just spread good cannabis knowledge. And, people who partake they've just worn such a bad stigma that I think the best thing we can do is not to try and force people to undo that stigma by pounding it into their heads and saying, you better listen, we're marijuana folks and we're going to fight for our rights and all that. That's all good and great, folks. But, it's also useful. Definitely fight for your rights, right? I'm all for that. But on the softer side of things, folks, it's also useful to spread whatever goodwill that you're feeling, and you feel a lot more goodwill when you've got ganja on your side. I know this. Spread that to others, folks. A smile, a hello, a how are you, the little things in life, the microdose of happiness that you can give to someone else. That's where the gold is. That's where that Acapulco gold is, guys. All right. So when you medicate, when you dose, and you get yourselves feeling good, don't keep it all to yourself. Puff and pass it along to someone else, even if it's not the thing that you're passing. Pass that goodwill, pass that good energy. Get those good vibes. The good vibes are no good just sitting down in here. Pass it on to someone else. All right, guys, be kind to each other. Kindness is so underrated. All right. And I think that's what makes marijuana such an attractive thing. It lets people be in touch with the part of themselves that's unafraid to be kind because they're not going to feel judged by it. All right, guys. Look, I'm going to cut this one off because I still have to roll and see patients. I love you guys. I miss talking to you guys more. Share my videos, hit the like and subscribe button. It's always just entertaining spending time with you guys. Feel free to drop a line. Big up Nug Lifers. I got some good love on Nug Life on Facebook. Big up. It was so exciting being able to get some good survey information from you guys. I'll be able to spread the results from that survey on how people choose their cannabis strains. I was really happy to get that info. So I'm very grateful that you guys spread that knowledge with me so freely. If you could just do me the favor and spread it forward and take all those good vibes, give it to your neighbor, give it to the random person that you see, and just really try and be kind and patient and understanding with each other. Okay, that's my public service announcement for the day. All right, love you guys. Dr. Dan.